Graycie.
So, here we are. I don't know where to start. Where was to start with this?
Introduce yourself.
My name is Larry. This is Graycie.
Hi, I'm Graycie.
She's my apprentice, and we work at Artistic Edition Tattoos. What we're talking today about, we'll go in straight into an apprenticeship. Learning about apprenticeships, getting to know what a real apprenticeship means, how it feels, and how you should feel as an apprentice, not like what it used to be to what it is today. Because what an apprenticeship used to be back in the day is definitely not what it is today. So we'll start with that. So today, this is one of her drawings that she did. It's a pencil drawing. Took her, how many days does this take you altogether?
This one took me a few days, but this one took me like a day because I sat there and I just grinded it out. And then this one took me like 2 days because of his hair and stuff and the smaller detail. So.
All legends.
Couple of days.
Alright, so just so you guys know, before we get all the way into the podcast, this will be for sale. Sale and price is $1,500, or best offer. It will be going into an auction. If it doesn't hit the $1,500, we'll be throwing it up in an auction. So it will be for sale, be framed up. She still has to seal it, and then frame it, and then it'll go to the lucky winner. So that's what that is. So we're going to start off with what made you want to become a tattoo artist?
So all of high school I kind of did art, and just my parents are super artsy and just like they kind of just let me do whatever I want, decide whatever. But in high school, when you get to like senior year AP art, you start to like find your rhythm and like what you're really into. And mine was realism, which is drawing realistically, and I like color pencils, and I use acrylics sometimes, but I don't really like painting. So, but I mean, if you're going to get a tattoo, you want the tattoo to be exactly what you ask for and good quality. So I think like my skill would be appreciated, and plus like art, just being able to do art that lasts on someone forever is like.
Feels good. Let's talk about the fact of now that you are an apprentice.
It's awesome.
How does it feel to be an apprentice? Like, because I remember, I'm going to be honest with you, I've been doing it a long time, and I didn't get an apprenticeship for tattooing at all. I just kind of fell into it, and I got lucky, and it was hard. It was a lot of dedication what I had to do. For you, you got lucky too, because
I know.
I wasn't taking an apprentice, and I don't take apprentices unless I'm passionate about the person's art and I really love what they got going on. Kyle reached out to me. You know, so thanks to him, that's why you're here.
Shout out Kyle.
So, but now that you're there, you can see the feel and the love and the everything about the shop is just different than what you probably expected to begin with. But now that you're there, how does it feel for you?
I mean, for me, I feel super lucky because I look at my friends and like everyone's still kind of at the spot. They're figuring out college and like they're working, they're getting paid minimum wage, and like they all have talents. Like everyone has a talent, but like right after high school, like not a lot of people get to start like just doing something they love. Like I love drawing and just making stuff like this, and like just being able to know like I'm going somewhere with it right out of high school. Like it's reassuring. It like totally just like pushes you. You feel good like every day. I've never, not once, like it's like when I played volleyball, like I loved every practice. Like this is like the same thing every day. I'm like, can't wait to get to the shop. Like everyone's super cool, and plus like the environment that like is already in the shop, like it's so clean. Like, and as an apprentice, like just getting like just starting from the bottom up, like you appreciate everything in the shop. It feels good, so it's great. I love it.
If you were to tell somebody as another apprentice, because obviously you just started, you've only been apprenticing for what, 2 months now? Maybe?
Yeah, 5.
So you're not like all the way finished into an apprenticeship, but you're rolling right along, right? So if you were to tell somebody that wanted to be an apprentice, what do you think was the one thing that you didn't realize that you would have to do to become an apprentice? Like when you got in the door, like what was the one thing that you were like, oh, I got to do this?
I feel like, I don't know, like I kind of expected like a lot of the stuff to do. Like I knew I was gonna be cleaning, I knew I was gonna be setting up, like I knew like I didn't like know how fast I was gonna move, and I think like that goes hand in hand with a lot of apprenticeships. Like if you really take it seriously and like you put all your time and effort into it. Like I know you keep trying to get that out of me. Like I'm getting there. Like
I'll get you.
Yeah, but it's just like you can go at your own pace, honestly. Like even though like an apprenticeship is like learning, like if you take it like in the beginning, if I started off and I could like talk to myself like 2 months ago, I think not that I would take it more seriously, but I would just like it would open my eyes more to realize like what's coming. Like you don't like your apprenticeship, like I'm about to start tattooing. That's crazy. Like I didn't think it'd be this soon, or like I'd be practicing this much. It just feels good. But other than that, like if someone's starting an apprenticeship, especially like if you're younger, I feel like if you treat it like school and you treat it like you really got to learn every little thing so you're not asking questions later, and you just like take it like you're learning from teacher. It's good. You'll do good. Much better than like, you know, if you're in a class or something, or like if you're at college. I know some people go to college for stuff. It's kind of hard, like, oh, you're only learning stuff 1 hour a day. Like an apprenticeship, you're there the whole time. It's like working hours.
8-hour days.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess let's talk about, now this is new to us, so you know this is kind of a new thing for us to do. I've never talked to an apprentice about like on a podcast like this, so it's kind of cool. I guess what would be your one thing that you would want to do first? Like what would be your ideal first tattoo on a human being?
I know. Well, I know my dad's like, I want to be your first tattoo, whatever. But
what do you want to do on them?
I don't know. Like both my parents want me to tattoo them.
Let me tell you this right here. Let me stop you before we go into this, because this is what I'll tell you is, don't let them take you from a portrait.
Yeah.
Don't let them get you into doing butterflies and stuff around. Like don't like the armband thing your mom wanted. There's nothing against that.
Yeah.
But that's not you, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're gearing you to where when people come to you, they're going to come from around the world for you. Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to come around the world for you for an armband. Nobody's going to come around because you did a nice butterfly. There's 1,000,001 people that can do a butterfly. There's not 1,000,001 artists that can do a color portrait to make it look like the color portrait, right? So what I would say is, if you're going to do that with your mom and dad, do a portrait.
Yeah.
Do something, even if it's a dog portrait, whatever they're into, portrait of something, but have them do a portrait first. You gotta tackle first. I'm very adamant on, I do the hard stuff first and the easy stuff last.
Yeah.
Because then it's just cruise control, you know?
Yeah.
If you're doing the easy stuff first to try to build yourself up to the hard stuff, it always goes backwards.
I mean, like when you started like letting me like tattoo, like I didn't know what you're gonna have me tattoo, and like I kind of in my head I was like writing like words, like maybe a pattern. Like you sat me down, you're like, all right, a face. Like it was a little scary at first, but it's now I'm not scared to do a portrait. Whereas like if I started doing writing or something, I'd be like, oh my god, you want me to do a portrait now? Like it kind of adds like, I don't know, it makes you a little nervous, but.
And knowing that I put you right in and I took you the hardest route is I took you to the color palette that I saw that you fought with the most.
Yeah.
And now that you're into that color palette, you can still see where you're struggling a little bit, but you can see where your transition is going. And I'm going to show you how to move from there to the next step with that color, right? Because I know I can do that part for you. But now that we're going to the next transition is your color wheel, which is these tones, the browns, the yellows, the golds. Like I feel like this is where your comfort is that color wheel palette, right? Because I don't know why, but I know you're really good at it, right? So I can't wait to see this next one we do, because the next one we do will be a portrait of somebody. Yeah. And have you picked that person yet? I told you the other day to pick one. Have you picked one?
I have a couple images, but I haven't decided.
Which ones are you leaning towards?
There's, well, the main thing that like is different between them all is like, one has like light kind of shining on it, which you kind of had me already do, but I feel like just like how much realism you can kind of get, like if there's like water in it, like this one, if I could tattoo that, like I know a ton of people would want something like that, just because like the picture itself is so like detail oriented.
Looks soaking wet.
Like you look at it and you're like, it doesn't look like a drawing, which is the best compliment ever. Hearing your art doesn't look like you made it. I feel like something that, I know I've seen the Conor McGregor tattoo where like he's like yelling, and that one's like super well known. But that's because the image itself is super like detail packed, and like I know you really want me to get my blending down, but like also I think you haven't pushed me to like do all the little tiny details and stuff and figure that out. But I don't know. I can't decide.
We're only on number 3, so number 4 could be that.
Yeah.
That's your decision. This is where now your decision makes the tattoo.
Yeah.
So it's what you feel like you want to make.
I mean, when I first realized like I could draw like really realistically, like I never was like, oh, I'll pick this picture because it's easy. Like right from the beginning, like I picked the hardest images I could find. Like I picked like just super detailed, like tons of stuff going on, or like the just pictures that look like they're just like real life, like lots of light, darks, like all that. And that's, I feel like, why I got really good at drawing like at such a young age, because I never like was afraid to draw or try and draw something. Like it was never in the back of my head like, oh, what if I mess this up? Yeah. Like this whole time I knew I was going to draw it and it was going to be good because I was going to take my time and I was going to do it the way I know how.
How I knew you were going to kill it is when you were doing the face and you said, I'll get back to that. That's the easy part. I'm like, what the hell? How's the face the easiest part of that?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the easiest part of it would be, like, the jersey and the arm and the ball, really.
I mean, like, the ball is all... It's kind of, like, boring, though. You soon, like... I realized, like, when I was, like, tattooing and stuff, like, it literally is just, like, pencil just because you're looking at the shapes that you find within it. And, like, as soon as I, get my craft down and like know how to use the tools the way I like, because I can look at something and figure out how to do it, but tattooing's a little bit harder to say the least. But once I get that figured out, I think.
Yeah, and that won't take long. We're on the roll.
Yeah.
So on these 3 here, which one would you feel like you could probably do right now as a portrait? Tattooing it. Yeah.
That one definitely. This one, the only reason I would say would be kind of hard is because, like, his face is a lot more smooth, and I know smoothness is, like, kind of hard for me to get down, like, right now, especially on the fake skin, but I'm good with those colors anyway, like browns, reds, yellows, like, that comes easy. This here, you haven't had me try something where I really have to keep the lights, like, light the whole time, like, all this water, like, I can't just put white over it when you tattoo. Yeah. So... that would probably be a challenge because you got to trust yourself to
leave the space.
Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of hard. Even with this, like this is like gel pen on all the little white details because you're not going to be able to use colored pencil and keep those.
Because you're used to putting an undercoat before you put the coat on top of everything, right? So you base this right with a color first, or did you go straight in and just start coloring? I just color straight in. Yeah. I mean, like I pick out my pencils and I just work from top down, like, or eyes, then nose. But I work like in little sections. And I think like with tattooing, like you do work in a little bit bigger sections because like you want it to blend more. But all these I just pat color in. Like I color hard and I know exactly what color I want. I know how to make it with the pencils, but I'm not there yet with the ink. So. We'll be there soon, though.
Yeah.
So I guess the next one it would be is, let's see, what kind of questions can I have? I wish I had the comment box going right now.
Yeah, so people ask questions, do it live.
We'll have to do a live one next, so we can get some comments and questions going.
I got a question for you, Larry.
All right, what's that?
Were you an apprentice before you started tattooing?
Nope.
Do you wish you had that?
Yep. 100% wish I had it, but I wish I would have had it with somebody that actually took it serious as I do. And what I mean by that is like an apprenticeship back in the day used to be you were just like the straight up bitch. Let's just call it what it was. You were the shop bitch, right? You did everything. I mean, you would go to this, and we still treat you like that. Don't get me wrong. We don't treat you like shop bitch. But you get your initiations fee. You gotta go do some shit every once in a while. You'll be the one that runs to the store, and that's just because everybody else is working. Yeah. You know what I mean? But back then they would do it just to be smart, or you would have to do dumb stuff, right? Where I don't focus on the dumb time. I focus on the learning and the growth. So like, I get mad if you're not growing, if you're not working, if you're just sitting around bullshitting. That's where I get mad, right? So that's why like I tell you, and I told Mel, and I told Dom, I told everybody, I'm only going to teach you as much as you're willing to learn, and that's just as long as you're showing me the effort, I'm going to show you the effort and I'm going to give you everything I got. And I'm not saying I'm the best tattoo artist. What I'm saying is I'm a better teacher than I am a tattoo artist. I can tell somebody and teach somebody better than I can do it. And that's because there's still things I'm learning, you know, because of the fact that I didn't start my career as a color artist. I started my career as black and gray artist because I hated color because I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then I got around some people that were doing color and I was like, man, I like color way better. And I'm looking at myself like, fuck, I hate most of my tattoos. I want to be color. If I could take all this off, I would have a full color sleeve. My whole body would be color tattooed because I just love the vibrance of it, right? So when I got into coloring, I had to learn it all on my own again. So I would go around, I would talk to artists, and that's why I have so much color. Like you see, I've got so much color in my shop because I want to learn every one of them. And there's certain ones that I can just do without even trying. If you give me a black and gray piece and a color piece, I'll finish, and it's the same exact thing. I'll finish it in color before I'll finish it in black and gray. Yeah, I'm so much more comfortable with color, and that's how you are with this. That's why I knew I could take you in, and that's how I know I can get you doing this on skin in no time because I know how to make the tones. I know how to blend this in right. And what I was doing with you for the first 3 is I let you just kind of go, and I would give you a little bit of hints here and there, and I would show you a couple things. But what I realized was I was letting you go a little too much because you were packing too much darker tones where you would go deep. Yeah. Instead of stop being afraid of your darks, and you didn't. You tackled them bitches. But then what happened was you took your middle tones over too far. Yeah. So you didn't have anywhere to bring in your light tones. So that's what we're going to work on next is like that. But what I'm going to let you do is, so on your next one will be the browns and the yellows. And I'm just going to let you do your thing, and I'm going to kind of stand over you and talk to you here and there. Yeah. But I'm more let you just do your thing, so that way I can see where you're missing in those tones. So that way when we get some new skins in, and I can get you some flat skins, and I can just put some pictures out for you, I can sit with you and say, okay, this is what we need to do now. Yeah. Because I can see where you're good at, where you're not good at. Because even on the yellow tones, I saw on the under the neck, you used a lot of the same yellows, but you would white it out a little bit to try to get it to die down. But in that yellow tone, that's a harder thing to do. You got to kind of use like a chestnut and some yellow, or like an orchid and then a yellow and a bright yellow, and there's so many different yellows. But when it's on skin, it's going to change because you won't see it.
Those middle tones, I think like I'd pick the color that was in the light spot and I'd pick it, but then it'd always come out darker on skin. So then I'd be like, all right, well, that wasn't right.
No, and that's where. But those will come with time. Yeah. And that's why I didn't want to waste time. I didn't want to waste time on drawing and coloring as much, like, because I already know you can do that. What I wanted to not waste time, what I wanted to put all our time into is tattooing, because I need you to understand that wheel. Like the color palettes, how they work and what works best for you. Because once we get to a skin, it's different.
It's a whole other art form. And like, I mean, not a lot of times like you start something like, not that, like I did not think you were gonna have me sit down and just start tattooing the head, give me a face, like color portrait. I didn't think that was gonna happen, but I'm so thankful you did, because the best way I learn is like try it, and then I know like, all right, this, like, it makes your word 10 times more credible because I know exactly what you're talking about. And like you letting me just, you'd never really interrupt me. You kind of just like let me know like little stuff. And that's kind of how my art teacher is too. Like he'll give me one thing to focus on, and like, or you'll be like, get more blacks in. As soon as I did that, like between my first face and my second face, like it felt so much. It looked better. It felt easier to do just because like that one detail you gave me, that one critique, like, and over time, like all those are gonna add up. So it like, but you don't like, you never like tried to give me too much, or you like didn't let me do enough by myself. Like it was never that. It was just me drawing.
And the reason why I felt that way is because if I give you too much, right, how can you expect somebody to take in that much information, right? And while doing it, if you're focused on something, there's no way I can give you 16 things to do and you still be focused on that. Yeah. Now you're going to be worrying about these and not focused on what you're doing. But if I give you one little critique and say, okay, I want you to smooth this out a little more, just wisp in another color or whatever, I know that you'll do that. Yeah. If I say do that, this over here and then down here and over there, you'll be all over the place. And then it'll look like okay, you killed this piece, well, what happened over here?
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want you to see, and I needed to see where your power suit was, because I can tell that you already will feel comfortable. More of what I was working with you at the beginning was needle depth, saturation, and making sure you were putting the ink in how it needed to go in.
Yeah. And drawing, you don't have to really think about all that stuff. So this stuff, not that this is easy, but it's easy for me to do now because it's just taking your time, not rushing, doing what you know how to do. And tattooing, I don't know a lot of stuff, so it's the needle depth and stuff you do start figuring out. But
That's
the first time I was holding it, it was I was oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
But now it's all right. It feels way more comfortable and stuff. So.
That's good. That's good. And I think as you go, I know you'll get better and better. But I think, to be honest with you, as long as you keep growing the way you're growing and the way you're focusing and paying attention, it's not going to take you as long. Because I've worked with, I don't have a lot of apprentices because I don't take in people. I love to work with people. I would love to have more tattoo artists that are actually serious about the art. But I can tell you, everybody that I've had apprentice that has finally passed my apprenticeship and got on have all still to this day tattooed. Yeah. One owns a tattoo shop that I know of. Another one works in Philly and PA and travels all over the world and all the conventions and everything. She's doing great. And then I got 3 to work for me, or 2 to work for me. So, I mean, I've taken over more over the years, but I wasn't taking it serious when I took on back in the day. Now, as I'm doing it, I'm taking it 100% serious. Yeah. That's why I don't just take on anybody. But I feel like with you, what I would love to see is, and let people understand, is what an apprenticeship means to an artist, knowing that you're going to go on to a career that you can, the money you can make is endless, right? Because you set your price for what you feel like you're worth. You ever heard the story where a guy drew something in 5 minutes and charged him $5,000 for it, and they're like, why? He's like, because you paid for my 25 years of doing, right? Yeah. So as you get better at it, people charge. You can go get a color portrait like this done, and you might pay $1,500 to $5,000 depending on who you go to. Yeah. So it's endless. It just depends on how good you get it. If you can get it to go look like that, your pricing is just going to be different. Your people are going to be different. Yeah. We're in a state, right? And that's why I love being in Delaware for the fact that, why wouldn't you want to? It's so cheap to live here, right? It's so cheap to live here. It's a smaller community, so you deal with the smaller community crap. But most of my clientele are military, police, and I have a lot of people to travel for me, right? Yeah. So, I have people in Delaware, but I have a lot of people all over the states, all over the world. I have one in Germany that comes. You'll meet her. I have one that comes from Indiana. Drives 18 hours to get here just to get tattooed. Yeah. I mean, Delaware, people hate on it because it's small. Everyone knows each other. But, you've got people from Wilmington up in the city that know a ton of other people. Then you got people down in Lewis that come down during the summer. And, Rehoboth and stuff. You get a little mix of everything. My goal is to, in this whole thing of what I'm doing for 2020 is to put Delaware on the map as far as, the artists, the people, all these states, right? There's so many states, but you'll hear people say, "Oh, you never heard of this state, right?" We're one of them, and we should be known because we're the first state, right? Yeah. It should be in the history book. I mean, if you don't know Delaware, you should probably go back to high school. But be real. When I moved here, I didn't know who Delaware was, right? Yeah. But now I love it because it's tax free, it's cheap. The stuff I've built and the money I've made and what I have now, I couldn't have done this in New York, Florida, anywhere. I couldn't have a house like I have. There's no way I could have the house I live in anywhere else for the price range of what I would pay for this. I paid $4 million. My uncle-in-law has a house in California that is he just sold it for $1.5 million, right? And it's a ranch. Yeah. I'm like, there ain't no way. No way. I just bought my mom's house as a ranch for $109, $190, $120 or something. I don't even know what I paid for it. But yeah. It's just oh, God. So I want to put Delaware on the map for us, for people like you. I'm not from here, but I'm here. I've been here since 89 or something. So I've been here pretty much my whole life. So this is where I'm from. Yeah. I'm from Massachusetts, but this is my hometown. So, this growth for me is more of showing it don't matter where you're from. It doesn't. You can become anything you want to become. All it's going to take is you actually trying and putting your effort forward, right? And that's what's going to happen with you. When we're done with you, and if I can get Mel on my page with me, back on my page to like get back in that grind that she used to be in, she'll be the same way because she got that West Coast feel. She'll bring people from West Coast here to get tattooed.
Yeah.
And they're going to save money. Even with a flight over, the quality of work that they're going to get is going to be cheaper than they'll pay for it over in California, where they're going to pay $3,000-$4,000 when you can pay $1,200-$1,500 over here with a flight and a hotel, maybe $2,000. And you get that you get that same feel, that same love that she's got. So that's what I'm trying to build up, right? And I'm trying to do it with the youth because I feel like I'm trying to inspire, right? Yeah. If I inspire you to move forward and go better, right? And then one day you're like, Larry, I'm ready to open up your own shop. I'm gonna be there to help you. That's just who I am. I'm not the person that's gonna like push you to the side. I'm like, all right, let's do that. Come on.
I mean, especially like I'm 18, like I just turned 18 November, and I'm about to work for you, work under you and stuff, and like I'm learning from you, and it's like if I want to do this the rest of my life, I could, like, and every day I'm like, this is great. Like I don't even want to do anything else. Like I haven't even tattooed someone, and like you don't even know how many people that I know, like my age, like other kids, other seniors, like kids that graduated last year. I know they all asked me, like they all want like to book me, like all that stuff, just because they know me. And now, like, you know, I know kids all the way up north, like down the beach, like this whole other generation, like this wave of people is like they're all seeing your shop and they're asking me all these questions, like, I'll be like, get a tattoo by Pete, get a sleeve by Larry. I'm like, come talk to him. But
it's funny because even Mel, she didn't realize, like when she was apprentice for me, I kept telling her, I was like, you don't know and even understand the people that are going to be looking up to you and actually want to come see you because if they know you from the little knucklehead kid you were to who you're becoming, right? Yeah. So they're like, oh, that was one of my students. She tattooed her teacher. And that was her, to me, her best piece she did was on her teacher, and it was color. Yeah. And she's not even a color artist. But she worked with me for so long, she just became color. But she's still black and gray. But she did good on that one. I was actually very impressed. Yeah,
like a lot of people. I mean, like, you kind of realize how many people want tattoos, like, and you look at people, you know, there's not a lot of people that don't get a tattoo, and even like the smaller ones, like they're kind of addicting. Like you get one, you're like, you want more and stuff. Like
people sleep on it. Yeah, people sleep on the fact that they think like, and when I started in this industry, trust me, the money isn't what it was, right? Like I made money, and I've been making money for so long now. Like, and when I don't make money, I would go crazy. Like right now with the whole coronavirus thing going on and all. Yeah, like we're good. We're financially good, so we're not worried about it. But like not making money coming forward, tattooing wise, that hurt my feelings.
I mean, you're not like. I don't never hear you really talk about money. You're just like about tattooing though. Like now you're like, oh, I'm not making money, but you're like, I can't tattoo.
Yeah,
like,
I care about the tattoo part. Yeah. Like it's not the money, because the money we're fine with. Not even just the fact that I have money. My wife makes great money. My wife is a baller. Like she's. If you don't know my wife, you really won't. A lot of people won't know my wife. She's an introvert, and she's not a camera person. She won't. If I get her to do a day in the life with me, one day, it'll be a miracle. And I'm trying. And it's just because she's a homebody, but she's all about family, right? So that's what keeps me grounded, my wife, right? So she's a big part of my role in this whole thing. So financially, I think like that's the problem is in this industry, people worry about money more than they worry about the art, right? You're worried about making money just to get money instead of worrying about what that piece is going to look like when it's done. Yeah. So that's a big thing to me. But what happened is people sleep on the fact that how much money a tattoo artist can make or does make. Like,
you told me that, I was like,
a $75,000 a year for a tattoo artist is an average tattoo artist. Like, you can make $75,000 a year just being a regular tattoo artist with no real, like, as long as you're in a location, and where my shop is, where Artistic Edition is, that's a great location. We're in between 4 colleges and a military base, a big military base, because it has the what's it called?
The plane.
C5s, but it houses the mortuary.
I
so the mortuary is there, so it's huge. So we have the clientele that's there is just crazy, right? So we're in a great place. So 75,000 years is an average artist. There's no way you can't be 6 figures tattooing if you put the work into it. Yeah. But don't worry about that money. Don't worry about it, because if you stop worrying about it and don't even think about it, and you really just put your heart and passion into that tattoo, every tattoo you do, every client, every person, right? What you end up seeing is like, you stop caring about the money. Like, I don't care about the money, and this is God's honest truth, and you can ask my wife. I haven't got a paycheck in over 3 years because I don't take money from nothing. Like, I won't take money from nothing. So she's like, yeah, like, we wanted, like, this just happened. My son's like, want a dog, right? Because they're bored as shit and they're just going crazy in the house and they need something to get them outside to be active, right? So they're asking for a dog. So I call my wife, and my wife and I are completely, she's my rock to keep me from being dumb, right? So she's like, who's going to spend money? Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to do the vet bills? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Who's going to do this? What are you going to do when you go back to work? Like, she hit me with all the questions, and I'm like, babe, listen, I'm not even calling you for you to, like, give me the what ifs and all. I'm just asking. I'm the middleman. I'm the middleman in this situation. I don't care either way, right? I'm just asking you to put some thought on it and think about the kids' well-being on this side of it, because of the fact that they are kind of emotionally down and out right now, and it just helps to have something, right? So now I gotta figure something else out to do with them besides an animal, because I can see where she's coming from with the whole, we work a lot. Like, she's working right now. She leaves 6:30 and don't get home till 8 o'clock at night, so she ain't never home. Yeah. So that's just another thing, and she's right, because I'll be the one stuck. If they don't do it, guess who gotta do it? Yeah. And that carpet in that living room, listen, that carpet costs an arm and a leg. And my wife told me when she laid that carpet out, she said, babe, if this carpet was alive, I would leave you for this carpet. If that dog should have pissed on that carpet. Yeah. My wife, we got a lot of crazy expensive furniture here and I'm not, that isn't even my light. Like, I never was this, like, type of, that our 4A room, or formal living room, whatever you call that thing in there. This is epic. That little love couch seat thing, that thing was a grip. The chair was like, what do we need this for? Yeah, she's like, we're just so it looks good when we walk in. All right, the table the same way. Like, she just likes certain things a certain way. So, and I'm for it. Hey, we work hard, we get to play hard, right? But that's what everybody should strive for. Is like, financial freedom is one thing, right? And generational wealth, right? And if I can't teach anything, is not just, I'm not trying to just teach the tattoo and the art of it, right? Because that just is going to come effortlessly. For an artist, tattooing, once I show you the groundwork, all the rest is just you. It's just you practicing and studying and training and keep moving forward, right? And never stopping, never giving up. So when it comes to that, like, and I saw Mel posted something the other day, and I'm putting this on the podcast so she knows. I ordered like 20 some pieces of skin today for you and her, because she wants to get back into doing it too. And I want her back into doing it because I want her to go back to her style and perfect it. And if I can have her and you in the room every day, in the shop every day, and working with you. You just sit down, you just start, like, you just get to work. Like, and it doesn't even feel like you're doing work. You're just doing something, and, like, it's, like, the honest care. Like a lot of people, like, everyone has their own talent, like I said, but, like, in life, like, some people don't get to do their talent. Like, you don't make money off of, like, oh, like, I can juggle, like, let's make money. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, a lot, and, Is that my phone? You know what's crazy is, when I literally, when I first started, yesterday, this is an example. Yesterday, I was at the shop working, not tattooing, but just doing interviews and meetings, right? Literally, I was like, we got wrapped up so much that it was 4:38, and I'm like, damn, I gotta pick my daughter up at 5. I still gotta meet the plumber at Lowe's because I'm remodeling my mom's house. He needed a hot water heater, so I was like, all right, now I gotta go to Lowe's. I gotta come back to my house because I forgot my wallet. Like, all this stuff because I got wrapped into something I love doing, right? Yeah. And that's all it takes, is like understanding that when you're doing something you love, time is valuable. It's more valuable than money. Yeah. That's what I don't care about. I don't care about the money part because I don't really see money.
Yeah.
I don't ever see money. Like, if I have money on me, it's because somebody tipped me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm balling. Don't give me a good week of tips. I'll be, what y'all want? I got lunch. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just blow it. I don't care about it.
That's true.
That's just what I do. So,
like sushi?
Yeah, sushi. Everybody wants sushi. Let's get it. Because I don't see money because I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it in my pocket. It makes you feel greedy. It makes you feel like...
Well, you made your money doing something you love. Like, a lot of people, you know, they go to college, they get a job, they work their way up in some company, and they're miserable every day. So money to them is like the holy grail. Like, oh, I spent all this time like working this job I hate to make this money to get something I want. Like, and then, you know, if you focus so much on money, like I know I like buying stuff. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'll get some bathing suits, this, that. But like, I've never been like greedy about money. Like, my friend needed something, like I'll buy it. Like, I don't care. And I think like money, like you can make money. Like in America, like there are literally so many ways you can make money. You could day trade, you could do this, you could start that. Like,
YouTube kills people.
Yeah, like you make
followers
buying cribs in LA because you're a YouTuber. Like, it's crazy. Like, and the more I think you like move away from like money and more about like what you're doing, like you're just happy. You're happy all the time. I've never seen you mad or like
I don't really
upset.
Mad.
Like,
I'm not that person. I used to be. Don't give me like. You go some years back, I was. But that's because I was following a path, and that's what I'm trying to teach people around me now, is don't follow anyone. Mm-hmm. It's when you follow somebody is when you start to mess up. All of us are on this earth to do something, right?
Yeah.
You have a passion. You have something in you, a gift. And yours is this. Yours is art, right? Mine, I love tattooing, but that's not my gift. My gift is connection with people. Mm-hmm. And helping people and learning how to help this person become better. Like turning this person into a business, turning this person into understanding business, understanding debt, understanding how to stay away from things, because I was a professional at it. Like,
yeah.
I've made money so much that I've burnt through so much money.
Yeah.
If I didn't do half of the stuff I did,
you gotta spend money to make money.
Now that's what I do.
Yeah.
Now what I do is I take it and I put it back into my business.
Yeah.
I put it into my team, so my team can flourish. Like you saw, just like right before we shut down, we had to get shut down for the coronavirus. I went and gave everybody a new machine.
Yeah. You're one of a kind. Like, I could not name a single person that would be willingly like taking under their wing like an 18-year-old girl from Cesar Ronnie High School, teach them how to do tattoos. Like, that's not something that happens. And like people that like you trust me, like to like you're just putting your faith in me. And like if more people were given that chance, like I feel like the world would be a better place. But you know, you've made it, and some people they're in your position, like they kind of keep it for themselves, or they want to be the only one to succeed. You know, they want to be the best of the best. Like. And I don't think, like, other people understand, like, other tattoo shops aren't doing this. Like, they're not.
Because what I can tell you is, and I talked about this yesterday, actually, it's funny, is in any industry that you look in, and we'll go with, like, look at Drake, look at Meek Mills, look at all those, right? But then look at actors like Kevin Hart. Look at anybody that you can think of that had some kind of struggle, like they were doing great, and then they had fell off for a little bit, but then they had come back, right? What it is because what they were trying to do was be that guy, be that girl, be that person, right? So what they were doing was they was making all this money, but then blowing it with their friends, giving it to their people, and not putting it into the right people, not putting it into the people that they knew 100% had their back and would do stuff. And you know who that is? Is people that are willing to do something for nothing. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to do something for nothing because you could see the vision and you know it's going to go somewhere, that's where it's at. Like, that's why look at the crew we have now. We have video editors. We have podcast people. We have everybody now. We have a whole team to basically do whatever we want to do in tattooing, like anything we want now.
Video and recording, like making stuff,
because of the fact that they all were willing to do what it needed to be done to get where we're going to go.
Yeah.
We'll all eventually be CEOs.
Yeah.
Or not CEOs, owners. Mm-hmm. We'll have CEOs. We'll have, everyone's going to be a business. You'll be a business. Pete will be a business. Mel will be a business. Win be a business, Stefan be a business. Everybody on our team, Alicia, everybody, Shelby, everybody is going to be their own business.
Yeah.
We're all going to be, even Cynthia, even Brooklyn, we'll all end up being something. They're going to look up to us.
Yeah.
You know, as much as people look up to me, they're going to look up to you. They're going to look up to him. They're going to look up to everybody, because that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to build something, but this is one thing I can say is, and this is something that just happened. I lost a lot of money last year doing this. Is I try to pay the way for these people to do it, and it literally almost ended my marriage.
Yeah.
Over. So it wasn't worth it. What I realized was they were willing to work only if I paid them well worth more than what they were even worth.
Yeah.
I was paying them way more money. I was paying them 6 people so much money a week each, and they wasn't even worth a half of what I was giving them.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, is you got to show your value to me now. I don't take the value as, oh yeah, I can do that. No, you got to show it to me now, because what's happening is, and that's what happened in all them guys. They had all these friends that were just like, oh yeah, I got you. So what? Oh, you'll kill for me? So what? I don't need you to kill for me, brother. They got police officers. I call the police on a bitch. I ain't worried about you killing a motherfucker for me. That ain't what I care about. Like, I'll kill for you too. Don't get it fucked up. I got an arsenal. Don't play with me. I'm ready for a pandemic. Look, zombies too. Headshot. Like, that's just what it is. I'm not on that level. I'm on a level of loyalty, trust, respect, and growing together. Because if I grow, you grow. If you grow, I grow. Right? So why worry about the money side of it? Because that comes. When you don't worry about money, it just comes. Money comes in the strangest ways. Yeah. Today I got woke up. My wife was like,
woke up the usual time of 2 a.m.
No, I got up at 3:45.
Oh, 3.
That's all right.
That's good.
Well, then I came back in and I did some of my book, and then I laid down with my daughter because she got up. She said, "Daddy," I heard her in the ballast. So I go up there, I lay her in the bed with her, and I fall asleep. But it's like 7 o'clock at this time, right? And my wife's up, and she's like, "Babe, like money was in the account." She's like, "Where'd that come from?" I was like, "I don't know." Oh, here we go. At this time right now, I couldn't tell you. I gotta look it up. I gotta see who owed me what or what was happening, or because I have so many things going in play that I don't even remember half the shit anymore. And that's where I want everybody to be. Yeah. Money can come and not even trying, right? We always are like, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that." No, man. Your character speaks for yourself. Yeah. Your work speaks for yourself. Your 100%. Dedication. So people are attracted to you. To this day, I've got a guy. His name's David, and he's powerful. Probably the most powerful person I've ever met. Like, the richest person I've ever met and actually consider a friend. Like, we talk, right? I don't even know what he does for a living. But I know when you go to his building that he lives in, it's a gated community in Miami. And you cannot walk in this place. Yeah. Like, they're not letting you in there. But when he walks up, everybody in that building stands up and opens up that door. I don't care if it's the cleaning person, the security guy, the whoever. Yeah. Every time he would stand up, and he sat with us out there and talked to us for hours, gave us hugs. Every time he got up to give my son a hug, right? Because my son was going to get in the car. And I was like, because I wanted to talk to him one-on-one. So he got up to give my son a hug, and everybody stood up. I was like, damn. I was like, I don't know what it is you do, brother. And I'm not even a person that cares. I don't know what you got, but you gotta be some powerful person, because this is like $1 billion complex. Like, millionaires live in this place. I was in a $7 million. Like, I was in a meeting with a company that I was working with as an advisor on a. They only had a $7 million evaluation. I had a $25 million valuation, and they wanted to see how the numbers came. And I was like, all right. So I showed them snippets of the numbers, and they were like, dang, how'd you get that? To this day, they're willing to give me, the only way that I would work with them, they'd have to bring me that car that I told them I wanted. Had to have it delivered up here. Because they're too greedy for me. I don't like them. He wanted to raise the price in my industry. In this industry I live and breathe, like, at $350 a month was a good number to me. Like, we can afford that. Any established tattoo artist shop would be able to blow that. Like, that wouldn't really bother you, right? But how, when you're already struggling, like, you haven't even hit the market yet to make your name known in this industry. Like, I didn't know of you. I just kind of saw you and I liked the name. I felt the concept was good. A lot of what you got we didn't need.
Yeah.
You could simplify this and cheapen this and make this into a better thing and push it more and get more people. But the way you're doing it is you're going to tell me, no, after you started hearing my concepts and then you added everything I said into your program, and it was like, oh, I think now we should be at $550 a month. I got to go. Cancel my subscription. I don't want nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't even paying. But I don't want it. I don't want it because you're already trying to take advantage of my industry. To the people that I love, like, that's a family to me. This industry is like a family to me because this is what I've done for so long.
Yeah.
I've met more people, and even my best friends to this day are because of tattooing. So for you to say you're going to come in the industry I love and try to take out people because you want to overcharge, when that's what Square was doing. Square was killing people with this whole setup they got going on.
Yeah. Square
is robbing motherfuckers. Like, you don't even understand what their processing fees and all the hidden stuff that they don't even tell you about how they get you. But so in this industry, and all small businesses is like that, man. Like, there's always snakes in the grass, and that's just one of them. And the only way I would even link with him, he'd have to bring me that car, and it's $215,000. He already knows. Mm-hmm. He'd have to be delivered to my house, and I'd give it to my son. I don't even want the car because I don't want to be known for that. I'm going to drive my 2012 Suburban and love my little fucking thing.
Well, that monster.
Well, she's a tank, but still, I drive that because I don't know $1 on it, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, you got to know your worth, right? We all know our worth, but it takes a dedication. It takes something that the reason why a lot of people are not where they're supposed to be is because they haven't tried. They haven't even put their foot forward on trying to do what they're good at, what their gift is.
People are scared.
Think it is. Like, I always thought tattooing was my gift and what it is. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I make great money tattooing and I love it. Like, I love it for the depression side of it and just the feeling, the love of it. That's my thing. But I think my gift is connections. It is more of like working with people and helping people and building them up because I feel better. I feel way better when I get somebody and I'm like, yeah, they made it. Like my one apprentice, that's his first tattoo he ever did. He owns a shop right down the road from me. He's like my brother. We're still cool.
Yeah.
And he's always going to be like a brother to me, right? And it just makes me feel good to know that he's made it and he's still making it. He posted something the other day, like, had me bagging up because he's like, you know, all these people up here complaining about this, that, and the third, but you can go on a vacation for a month and spend $3,000 or a week and spend $3,000 and complain and not complain. He's like, so what's wrong with this picture? And he's right, because nobody put money away. Like, you didn't save, you didn't do anything. Like, if schooling, and this is where schooling's kind of fucked us up, right? Because when I was in school, we did have to balance a checkbook. Remember? Like, I don't know how old. No, you didn't have to do that because you're younger. I'm 40, so I'm not that old. But
yeah.
I was still in a generation where a checkbook was balanced. We had to do that. That was one of our classes. Balancing a book and like even knowing how to write a check. So the school has taken all of the educational part of what creates a person into becoming understanding of like life after school. Because when you get out of school, you're going to say, oh, I'm educated. That's it. I got a 4.0. I went AP classes for everything. But they didn't teach me about budgeting. They didn't tell me I should put 6 months of bills away before I start blowing money. And that was a conversation we had the other day. He said, so when you get to a point and you start making all this money and you have all this money, what do you do, Larry? Because what did you do? And I did exactly what I shouldn't have done, right? Is I blew money. I bought dumb stuff, did all this stuff. Went and, like, one day we were in Miami and I bought out, I was in Club Live, and anybody know what Club Live is, that ain't no cheap place to go. I got a freaking VIP room for just me, my wife, and her friend. That was it. Just because I didn't want to sit with a bunch of people. I wanted my own spot, right? And I'm thinking back now, I spent $5,000 for nothing. Like, why? Just to have a bottle? And then guess what happened? We couldn't see shit because we had the whole freaking Miami Dolphin football team in front of us. And then Tawana want to be all loud and shit. Like, listen, girl, they start arguing. I'm walking. They gonna whoop your ass. I ain't getting beat up over this shit. Those are big bitches, man. I ain't playing with them.
You are right though about the
blowing money.
And well, just like, I mean, I'm a senior now. Like I'm picking colleges and stuff. Like looking at that, but all of high school, like you've got all the kids. Like there's always that one smart ass kid in the math class. It's like, what do we need to know this for? And they're kind of right. Like, what do you need to know that for? Like, and teachers, like in today's society, like you have like all of these kids, like there are literally 2,000 kids at CR, the high school I go to, and I doubt a lot of them can balance a checkbook or write stuff down. Like then you go to college and it doesn't change. Like they're still, they're working towards a major, and then you get out of college, you have student debt, student loans, and you still don't know how to balance a checkbook or do this, that. You're living with your parents. Like it's like,
unless that degree is going to make you enough money, it's a huge gap, and that's one of the biggest issues, and that's where I come into play. Is that's what I'm trying to teach now, and still even with my people that work for me, I'm working with them right now. I'm trying to teach them because they're going back and forth, and this is what we're hitting into. This is a very interesting topic right now for me. Is people didn't understand about 1099s and W-2s and all this stuff, right? As a subcontractor, as a tattoo artist, you're a subcontractor, which is a 1099, meaning you have to pay your own taxes, right? Same thing I got to do. Same thing I have to do. The only difference is I'm a business. As a subcontractor, 1099, you are a business. So what you should do is go get a business license, become a S Corp, so that way you can pay yourself a check at the end of every day, every week. Become a W-2 employee through whatever you decide to make the name of. Pay yourself so that way any epidemic that ever come through, like right now, I get unemployment, but we'll get some kind of check in the mail, like some kind of check directly deposited into an account. So those are things like you don't understand. You do pay in a little extra, but you don't realize like this is what you should have been doing.
Yeah.
If you've done this from the beginning, you would have never had to worry about it now. Yeah, sometimes it sucks. Like sometimes you'll have to pay, like depends on what your payroll is. But what you do is you start your payroll off as something you know you can afford. If you're usually making $1,000 a week, right? You pay yourself a payroll of like $350. Pay the taxes on it. You might off of $350, you probably get around like $225, $230 of that, and the rest might go into taxes, right? And then you'll have to pay on side of the business side of this. You might have to pay a little extra, right? Yeah. But if you did that, guess what would have happened? Now that $10,000 SBA is going to give you as a forgiveness. They give that to a forgiveness loan for people that have to cover payrolls. It's not for people that are just going to take that money and blow it. That's the difference. That's why like the group message we're going through with the you see them there say, oh, it's not a free. Yes, it is, but you're not paying attention to what they're saying. Pay your bills with it. Pay the rent. Pay your salary. That's all I'm going to do. If I get it, I'm going to pay everybody's salary. Yeah. That's it. Because at the end of the day, I don't need the money. I don't want the money. Mm-hmm. So that money's just going to go to them. But at the end of the day, that's what they should have done, right? Mm-hmm. And so when we go back to work, I'm going to work with all of them one-on-one and get everybody there, and I'll get you there. And that's where Mel was in the middle of working on, but she kind of started going out. She got that fame life, She started becoming a tattoo artist. You kind of get like this fame. You get this life of like, oh, everybody knows me. Every time you go out now, your drinks are paid for. It's like really like a rock star lifestyle, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That's what it is. Yeah. As long as I've been tattooing, I can go out like when all the clubs are popping now, right now with everything going on. We've lost almost every club we've had. But when Extremes was here, when Bubba's was here, I never paid for drinks, man. Mm-hmm. Never, ever. I would just go up there to the bartender tips, like $100 tips here. Yeah. That's why we're all friends to this day. I'm friends with all the old bartenders and shit because we all just became cool. But it was a lifestyle like that. That's a preventative lifestyle. That's the lifestyle I'm trying to teach her. Okay, responsible. Make that more of a responsible day. Like on a Saturday night. Don't do it on Friday. You got to work Saturday, you know? I'm trying to teach her the right way of doing it. And even where with you, like, you haven't hit 21, so when you hit 21, you're going to wild out for a little while, right? You got all the right in the world to do that. You're 21. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to keep your mindset in a business mindset. I'm not going to put it into a child set mindset.
I mean, like growing up, my parents, they've given me freedom. Like, I've never been like, closed off. Like, I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. Like, I've always had the freedom to do whatever. And like, one thing that I do know is like when my parents are like, oh yeah, I don't care if you go out to this party, I don't care if you go out, I don't care whose house you sleep at, like, then I'm like, all right, what should I do? Like, I make the decision, and it's like on me. Like, I can't blame my parents because the one time they let me go out, like, I'd practice the next morning. Like, I decide for myself. I know, like, so if I'm tired of that practice, I'm like, Graycie, why did you do that? Like, and there's not a lot of people that, you know, like, take credit for, like, their mistakes or, like, what they did wrong because, like, they want to always blame someone else or, like, you know, and freedom and stuff, like, tattooing, like, I didn't realize like how your shop really worked or like generally like how tattooing worked, but like, you know, everyone in there, they book their own appointments, you know, they schedule people, they talk with who they want, they say, you know, they decide on everything, and so like independent, like no one's pointing their finger at you for a bad tattoo or like for this or that, like you're always there to help and guide them.
We have the front, that's why we have Alicia and Shelby, they handle all that part. They'll make sure it goes to the right artist, like who it should go to. Not for the money side of it, because and everybody there knows that. Everybody knows it works for me. Like, I don't care about the money side, so don't pick that piece just for the money. Pick that piece because you know you can kill that piece.
Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't tattooed anyone, but I know, like, if someone sends me a picture and I look at it, I'm like, geez, I'm not. Like, if it's not going to turn out, like, great, then I'm not going to want to do it. I'm not going to want to try to draw it, like, because the outcome itself isn't going to be. And, like, there's not a lot of people that I feel like hold themselves to a high standard, especially with like, craftsmanship. And, like, knowing you, like, those little details, like, you'll point out stuff even when I'm drawing, like you'll think, like, this sounds cocky, but, like, oh, what could I fix in this? Like, I'll look at it and I'll be like, I don't know. Like, I can't see what's wrong. But then if you come look at it, like, you'll tell me, like,
it's
this
constructive
needs to be changed.
criticism. But see,
and some people don't take it.
No,
and some people do.
People don't. And that's where I'm at. Like, I don't have, I guess because of my, like, level of where I'm at, I don't have somebody that does that with me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have people that come behind me and be like, oh, you should have done that.
Yeah, and that's not you being cocky. It's just the fact
talk to me. Tell me what I need to do. I love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best thing you can do for somebody.
Yeah.
Is to help them. It's just you have to be also, as a person, you need to let your personal side of that go out of it.
Yeah.
And just take the creativity and be like, okay. Because even in a critic, even in a hater, something that shit they said could be true.
Yeah. Yep.
If you can decipher it and take out the hatred and actually take into something like, oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that one part, but not all that other dumb shit you said. But that one part, yeah. You know, it makes sense. Because most of it's just hatred.
Yeah.
Because somebody's always going to hate. And that's another thing you're always going to have. You're going to have somebody. Like, I have another shop that's close to me or whatever. I have a shop that, everybody has shops that's going to have some kind of hatred towards you, right? I think I have one. I don't even know if I do or not. I know I have one, but I don't know who it is. But if they do, it's because of their reasonings, none of my reasonings. Because I don't do something to somebody. I don't have a hatred towards somebody. I don't have time to even think about what would I do to hate on you for. Like, I don't follow other, like, the artists I follow are the ones that I look up to. I'm like, oh, their work is dope. I want to see that person. You know what I mean? And half of them, I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the kind of person to complain and talk about, and if you haven't met them, you haven't worked for them, like, if there's another tattoo shop, like, saying, oh, the way Larry runs things, like, I don't agree, like, and they've never worked under you or walked in your shop and spent a day, like, it's, you gotta look at them funny, like, it's even comical, like, how people,
oh, God, like, you gotta understand, I went through a divorce, I've been married, this is my third marriage, and I lost my first shop to my marriage. This second shop I lost because of a separation too. So it was my third shop, and it's my third marriage and my third shop. Ain't that a bitch? So I went through a divorce on this when I was in this shop, when I opened this shop. And I should have lost it. I should have lost everything I had, but I was like, I'm fighting for this one tooth and nails. But I went through a depression stage, and I had some artists working with me that also has depression, and were in some, had some issues going on in their own life. And I let all that fill into me. Yeah. So I was at one time in life, like, not the right boss, right? But what I knew was that's not what I wanted for the rest of my life. I knew I needed to change everything about what I was doing because I was trying to live a lifestyle that wasn't me. Yeah. I was trying to live a lifestyle with all these other people because I thought I liked what they had going on for them.
Yeah.
I didn't like nothing of what they had going on for them. What I want is my family and my team and my people that are around me. And anybody else that isn't living the lifestyle I'm trying to live, or even trying to be like family oriented, or if you're on some bullshit level, always being like negative, all that, that's not me. That's not going to be me. That's not going to be in my shop. That's why to this day, like, there's only a couple artists that I know hands down that I would hire back, and that's only because I know they're good people.
Yeah.
But they also have some issues going on that, you know, might veer me from wanting them. I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people, like, not that like this is only like with people like unsuccessful, like not where they want to be, like I feel like people like talk about like their goals and stuff, like there's like an end point, or like, oh, I want to be here, like end up there, like, and I feel like I've never done that. Like, I've always been like, it's not that I don't know what I want to do in my life, but like I've never been like, all right, that's exactly what I want to do, that's where I want to stop, or like stuff like that. Like, there's always like the next step, and you're always taking the next step. Like, you're always talking about future stuff, or like what can we do next, like, and there's not a lot of people that like that want to do that. Like, people are always stagnant, or like, you know, they accomplish one thing, you know, your third job's going good, like you're making good money, you're happy, great family, but you're not like satisfied. No. Like, never, I don't know, never satisfied.
And that's part of my billionaire mindset thing, is like, I get asked a lot, is like, what is that? That mindset is so many things, I can't put it into one conversation. Like, it literally is my life.
Yeah.
It's just my life. It's just the way I live. It's everything about my life right now is a billionaire mindset. I want to make sure my family's taken care of, everybody around me is taken care of, and I want to be a billionaire. And I will be a billionaire. Before I go in the ground, I'll be a billionaire, because I already know I can do it. I know it can be done. Anybody can be a billionaire. Anybody can be a millionaire. Hell, I've seen millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That ain't shit. $1 million is nothing. Like, people think that's a lot, but realistically, think about it in an aspect of 10 years. If you made $100,000, that's 10 years worth of money, right?
Yeah.
And then $100,000 in this day and age, that's still not enough money for. That's enough money for somebody to live comfortably.
Yeah.
But if you want to live somewhere real nice, in a nice, like New York downtown, or Miami downtown, or California, $100,000, they're gonna piss at. They're gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
It's like a minimum wage to that generation, right? So if you want to live a certain lifestyle and you want to be a certain lifestyle, you got to make sure you make that lifestyle money.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is I want to generate enough money to where my children can feed their children off of this, so they don't have to go through all the trials and tribulations I went through, because I'll make sure I have lawyers for them to that. That's why I have lawyers. One of my good friends, Kelly, that's my girl. Any kind of stuff, that's who I call.
Shout out Kelly.
Kelly knows. Kelly knows 100%. I talk a lot of shit, but she's in the shop too. She's like a mom. That's my girl now. But yeah, so you gotta make sure that everybody around you 100% has your back, and you gotta have their back. That's what it really takes to become what it is you're trying to become.
There's always those cliches like keep your circle small, but like it's true, like not everyone's gonna want.
No.
They'll push you one way, but you know, sometimes in the back of their heads, the way they want you to go, because they know it's gonna trip you up, or you know, keep you from.
They want you to go that way because they want the money, right? But then if it doesn't happen quick enough, and me and Wynn just talked about this today. He said, "Dude, what if it takes you 10 years?" Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing but time in my life, like, and I use all of it. I only sleep 6 hours a day. I get 18 hours a day. What do you got? You know, I'm working shit out of them 18 hours. And if I could get away with a little bit more, I will. Some days I only get about 2-3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So, like, look at it like this. If you set goals now, this is what I can tell you. Since you say you don't really have any goals, set a couple. Set 10 goals and set a couple unrealistic. Set realistic goals that you know you can accomplish. Set 5 that you know you can accomplish, but you haven't really tried.
Yeah.
Do them. And the next 5, make them unrealistic.
Yeah.
I had unrealistic goals, and I'm only 40 years old, and my number one goal was to take care of my mom. This year, and it's all documented, you can see it's all on my Facebook, Instagram, I bought my mom's house, paid off her car, her credit card, and all her bills. My mom has no bills to this day except for an electric bill.
Yeah.
All because I wanted to make sure my mom was okay because of what I put her through, because I was a fucked up child. Like, I did some dumb shit. I put my mom through hell and high water when my dad died. So this was just me paying her back for everything she's done for me. So that was my ultimate goal. When I hit that goal, I'm like, shit, I need like some crazy goals. So my number one ultimate goal is being a billionaire, right? And then when I hit a billionaire, then I got to make some goals that I don't even know what to make right yet.
Yeah.
But my 1 through 5 are already gone. I've already done my 1 through 5s and my goals for 2020, and we're only in April. And we got this dumb shit going on, and I'm still pushing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop my goals. And that's why I said, like you said, oh, you're always like, what's next? Once I hit a goal, I got to figure out what's next, because now I got to go to the next step. If I hit the goal of okay, I want to start this podcast, I want to start the video and then all this, right? That's just the beginning of the goal.
Yeah.
That's just that goal. Now that goal got 10 goals. Now that video has to become a production.
Yeah.
Now it has to become a studio. Now it has to become a piece of land. Now it has to become a building. Now it has to become CEOs, COOs, vice presidents, presidents, board members. Like, it has to become all of that in my head. Like, that's the only way that this works. So your goal has to have a goal.
Yeah.
Stay ahead. Stay thinking fast. I get on my wife's nerves for this. It's not made for everybody.
She's
right?
like, settle down, please.
Well, listen, my wife, she doesn't worry, because as long as she gets her check every week, she don't need my money. Trust me, she don't need my money. But as long as she gets my salary every week, she don't care.
Yeah.
As long as she knows that check will be there on Friday, she don't give a shit. And as long as I'm spending time with the kids and I put my phone down when I'm here. That's hard. That's hard, because I'm always marketing. I'm always pushing for something. I'm always, like, yesterday I got in trouble because she thought I was watching TV. But Wynn hit me with this question. He was like, dude, like, what do you want to do with this wording, right? And I overthink and analyze everything, like, to the max, right? So I'm sitting at the TV staring at it, and I'm like, yeah, that video was right. He was right about that word. And like, yeah, maybe I should put the word in. And that guy did do that video, right? And she goes, babe, she's asking you a question. I was like, what happened? Like, I was just deep in thought. So it's something that you can't cut off, but you got to learn to be able to direct it. Because I love my kids to death. But they also know when I'm working, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Because I got to work. I'm in a mindset. I can turn it on and off. Like, I can go from being over there pissed off and come right over here into an interview and talk, and it just be nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing it. I love doing it. I'm not shy to be in front of a camera. I'm not shy to talk to people, because I feel like if I talk to you, and when you leave here, if you took any of what I did to talk to you about and it helps you in any way, it makes me feel good.
Everything, like, since I started, like, I've only been there 2 months. Like, I feel like not like a different person, but I feel so changed. And like, you know, what I used to think, like, about what I want to do, college stuff, whatever, like, it's changed, like, so quick, like, so fast. And like, you know, you get in the real world and you start realizing, like, everything's not as sweet. It doesn't come as easily as you think. Or like, you know, those people that do make a lot of money, like, a lot of times they didn't make it the best way, or like,
or they weren't,
or they're just not happy. Like, you know, and social media, like, you see people, like, I've got a good amount of followers, like, I get likes on my pictures, but like, I'm the same person, I feel like, that I represent on social media. Like, I'm happy all the time. Like, I don't get pissed off. Like, I make art. This is what I do. Like, this is what I'm known for.
It stops you from it.
Yeah, like, it keeps me, you know, keeps me grounded. Like, I'm not trying to be like someone I'm not. And like, I feel like a lot of people
pull that
can't
one over
say
here.
that.
Let's put that one in front of this one for a second, so we can show some people some other.
I'm not gonna
Now
show
listen,
the edges of it.
I'm gonna tell you some stuff. She says she don't like painting, guys. But let me show you something. Let me show you something. She did this in 2 days. 3 days?
2 days, yeah.
2 days.
About like 3 hours a day, 3-4 hours.
So
like
6 hours
7
she did this, right? And
hours.
she don't like painting. Yeah, what's that telling you? And for you who don't know who this is Travis Scott. He's a pretty famous guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I did paint this, it was like, I had this canvas my mom bought me, and I just sat down and I found a picture I liked. and I sketched out the way I knew how, and I just kind of took it like I'll be honest, like painting does scare me because it's not like when I draw and I pay close attention to those little details like this and that, but like painting, you know, you really got to blend the colors together. You make them, you know, the paintbrush, it's not like a pencil tip. It's a brush that you really have to know how to use and like technique and stuff. But like I did this part first this year, and I was like, damn, that kind of looks all right. And then, you know, doing the rest of it, like it's still not perfect. Like it doesn't, like I'm not satisfied with it. I don't like it. But for a painting, like and mean like this is not something I do. And just so you know, guys,
I like it. I'm satisfied with it, and it's for sale $500. Just so you know that part. Let's put that out there. All right. So anyway, that is a good picture. I don't know what you're looking at. I know you said don't look at the edges, but that's nothing. You can
I'm talking about
I know. But that's just throw some red on the side.
But like the reason I painted this was because, you know, I get, you know, you text me like, yo, make some art, like, and during this time, like the quarantine, you know, people are supposed to be at their house. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna be. Like we're stuck, but having a hobby and doing stuff like this, it gives you time to explore. Like, and some people aren't, you know, taking the time to do stuff. Like whenever we can get in the shop and work and tattoo, like what we're doing now is literally like my dream of the apprenticeship. When I thought of the apprenticeship, like I'd be like, it'd be great if me and Larry just sit down and like he could just like watch me and tell me what I need to do, because that's how I think I learn. Like I'm going, like I'm on a roll, and as soon as you just keep guiding me as I'm going, like it clicks in my head. Like when I'm drawing, like it's hard for me to, you know, watch something and then like do it, but as I'm doing it, you know, I learn a lot more. And the apprenticeship, like as far as like I'm concerned, like I think it's going great. I think it's learning a lot, but I wouldn't have made this if I wasn't.
Yeah, but that's the difference. That's the difference, and this is what it takes, though. Like I say it all the time, it takes something that not everybody's built for, right? And it's called constructive criticism. I said something to you, I told you to do something, and you just did it. You didn't take it all personal. You didn't get any feelings about it. You're like, you know what, he's right. I know I'm right. I know what it takes to become what you want to become.
Yeah.
And what it takes to get somewhere that you've never been. Because I would have never in a million years think where I'm at today is where I would have been.
Yeah.
I'm a high school dropout with no high school diploma, no degree, was in jail for 3 years, was a fuck up, was an alcoholic for years. Like when I first opened my first tattoo shop, if you didn't get a tattoo by 7, I was drunk by 8 every night, partying like crazy, going out all the time. I just did dumb shit. I wasn't mindset, wasn't ready yet. I lost that shop when I was going through like some shit with my ex-wife, and then when I opened up my next one, I thought I was better, and I still wasn't. I still wasn't right. You know, I did it prematurely. When I opened this one, I knew what it was going to take, and I knew the dedication I had to give to it. And a lot of people are not willing to give the dedication it takes. You got to go. Like, there was months where I would go without just so my employees had.
Yeah.
A lot of months, and that's just what it takes. It takes sacrifice to get to where you want to be, right? And if you have downtime, there shouldn't be downtime. That downtime should be used to do something to grow. Like this coronavirus situation, I'm getting more done on the side of the stuff that I've been trying to get done that I couldn't get done because I'm so booked, that this is helping me.
Yeah, and go ahead. There's like I mean, everyone's complaining about being stuck in the house, like this, that, but you know, rewind 6 months ago, like they're like, oh, I wish I had the time to, you know, do this, do that, and now they do, and they're still playing the card like.
It's because God listened.
They don't want to, dude.
People were complaining so much. God was like, all right, here, there you go.
Take it, or leave it.
Everybody, shut up. Now pray. That just stopped everybody here trying. Hey, nobody gonna complain no more. Oh, I don't have no time. Yeah, you do. You got 24 hours just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You better stop sleeping in. You better find that time. My time starts at 3:45 because I know I got time.
Yeah.
We all have time. You just got to find it. And that's one thing. People say, how do you get up so early? Because I'm excited. Like when I fall asleep, I'm like, man, I can't wait. I can't because I know at 3:45, by the time I get home and I do the dishes and I make the kids lunch and the breakfast and whatever, my wife's coffee, by the time I did that, I've gotten so much stuff done that I can be like, all right, the rest of the day, let's just do whatever. I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah.
At one point, I was on a treadmill making more money in that day than I was any other day. On Saturdays, I was bucking. And then I just was like, all right. I was even doing a class. I would literally get to the gym at 4 o'clock and do a class at 7. What time did our class start? 7:30? 7 o'clock. And it was Wynn's girlfriend's class. And it's a kick-ass class. She's got like it's a band class where you gotta wear this band. And she didn't have a butt, right? She was like just a regular old butt girl. And now she got like this thing that's like this. Like you can stick a drink on it. Like, God damn.
Kim K.
So I was like, it's bigger than Kim K. I think it's more shaped, like fur. You could tell that Kim's is bought, right? So let's just be real. There's a difference between a worked out butt and a bought butt. And I'm not knocking Kim because we ain't saying nothing bad about Kim because, you know, she is who she is. But let's be real. I appreciate something that's worked for her because that makes me want to do it. Mm-hmm. That's why I was doing the class every week. And then he kept getting me video and walking down damn steps. I was walking down steps like, couldn't even bend my legs because we were doing this class. It was a good class. But what you didn't realize was I'd be in that class making money at that time, in that class, right?
Yeah.
Because I set it up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure that I was making money by 7. Mm-hmm. That's what it takes. It takes a dedication and understand. Like, I'm not saying what I do to get that money because I got investments in a bunch of things and I own a bunch of things. Yeah. So my money works itself. But I still have to move that around. I still have to juggle it around. Yeah. I have to put this here, put that there, make sure this goes there. I got to talk to this guy, make sure this one's doing what they're supposed to do. Times are so different because 2 of my people are not in the States. So that's why I really started at 3:45 because some of my investments are not in the United States, right? So one's in Nigeria. So 3:45 to them is regular time over there, you know? So it's different days, different time zones. So the problem is what I've noticed is people's mindsets are like, oh, I can make this right now. I can make $7,000 in one day. Okay, I can spend $7,000 in one day.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. You worried about making this $7,000. Stop worrying about that amount. Start worrying about the quality. Start worrying about this. Start worrying about that because it happens in everything. Restaurants, stores, businesses, gyms, hair salons, barbershops, tattoo shops, everywhere, right? Yeah. They open up and they're nice. Oh, they're nice and new. They look good, right? Then what you see is you see the same consistency. That building looks the same. The shop looks the same. They never upgrade.
People are scared to take that next step.
No, what they did is they take all the money and they just blow it.
Yep.
Because they're worried about getting that money so much so they can blow it so they can look to their friends and be like, yeah, I got this, I got that. Okay. I don't have to show shit. I don't have to show you a damn thing. I don't walk around here flashy for nobody. Mm-hmm. I walk around here how I feel I want to represent myself. I went to that meeting in Miami, and that was a big meeting, right? And guess what I wore? Shorts and a tank top.
You're like, well, he's good.
With slides. They looked at me like, what the? Yep. What? I look like a bum to you? I don't care. I can look like a bum. We can ante up. Mm-hmm. I don't care about numbers. Like, that's the difference is I'm going to be comfortable in my own skin, right? Where you can fake the funk. Some people fake the funk, and we talked about this. And you're not comfortable even in your own skin, where I'm comfortable in my own skin, right?
You need that suit to,
feel better about yourself. I don't.
What you display. Like, so a lot of people are worried about that.
Man, I feel uncomfortable with shit. Like, Dancing with the Stars, we did it, like, I've been doing that for 6 years, right? For some years now. And my wife goes all the time. I always get a table for them and they go. My wife and all her mom, her best friend and them, right? This year, I had to go. Mind you, I'm not a suit guy, right? I'll put a button up with a jean. When you put me in a dress pant, I feel like so out of place. So I'm wearing this outfit and I'm like, I feel out of place. I don't even want to be here, blah, blah. So I'm here just to show face because I have to now. And plus the table wasn't cheap. So I brought all the women from the shop. I was like, all right, I took Alicia, I took Mel, I took Shelby. I was like, let's go. So we all went out, had a good dinner. I mean, it's expensive, so I was like, if we're going to do this, everybody's coming. So we had a good time with it, But that's the difference is, like, some people need to be seen to feel like they're doing what they're doing. Yeah. And that's the problem we have in this life right now is you got to go buy this just to say I got it.
Yeah.
But what I see when you go buy this, I'm like, damn, look at that debt.
Yeah.
Look at all that debt you just took out of your way to grow. Like, now you got a $1,200 payment that you could have took that $1,200 a month and put that into something to grow for you. That could have been an investment in somebody. I could have took that and paid somebody to do some stuff that could make me money. But instead, I'm taking it to buy something that's not even, it's depreciating every minute of every day. Every time I drive it, a mile, it goes down a price.
Yeah.
Now I need tires. Now it becomes a debt. Now it becomes a bill. Now it becomes something I don't want.
I mean, like, I know people that, like, you know, buy stuff and they're like, yo, look at this. Like, I don't get goosebumps looking at your nice thing you bought. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, when I hear about what it took to, you know, get, like, do this, that, like, and, like, there's a lot of people that are just so focused on physical things and, like, being materialistic, like, and you think about, like, money is just paper. Like, you just make it, like, and people have their mind wrapped around, like, this is everything, you know.
Money is like, see, money isn't even bad. People, like, they say money is the root to all evil. Money is only root to all evil to the people that treat money like evil. If you treat money like it is and it's meant to help, then you're the right person. When you treat the money like it's for you to showboat or you to brag about or you to do this, that, and the third, right? Nobody knows anybody else's real financials. Like, even in this, like, even when they publicized Jay-Z was a billionaire, right? Look at it statistically off of what are you seeing? Because he doesn't have to give up anything to prove that that's really what he got.
Yeah.
Because he had $1 billion in assets. Yeah, so I'm a millionaire in assets. I got over $1 million in assets. But that doesn't mean I'm a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
So realistically, we're chasing something in an aspect of what we believe is right, what we believe in, and it's not. It's not what you should chase. My billionaire mindset, what I'm chasing is financial freedom. I will be a billionaire, right? And when I say I'll be a billionaire, what I mean is I might only have $1 million in the bank account that's not having to be touched much, and I have some kind of revenue that's just giving me a check every week, so that way I'm comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But that $1 billion will be set up in accounts for my children, so they can be taken care of, and so their children can be taken care of.
I mean,
that's my mindset on being a billionaire, not for me, because I'm still me. I'm still Larry, the knucklehead Larry that wants to go blow money like it ain't nothing, right? But now I'd rather spend it on, if you give me money now, it's going into what I'm building right now. And that's that building I'm getting, the podcast we're going to do, the video to the movies, to the shows, because we'll be a TV show one day. We'll have everything that I say we will have, because I won't quit until we have it. Look it up. I can show you right now if I have my phone. I could have been on Ink Master 3 times already, and I've chose not to go even put it in a thing for it.
Yeah.
Because that's not the show that I'd want to be on. I wouldn't want to be on, and this is another thing that gets me, is like the Black Ink Crew and all that, right? I love that what they're trying to represent and show, but they shouldn't show so much of the negative. Because they're not showing what they're really trying to do. Like the ones out in Compton that are trying to take a bad area and turn it into a good area for, like, because they're giving back to the community and building it up and painting the buildings and fixing places up and stuff. No, they're showing them fighting all the time and stuff, right? You're showing the wrong part of life. Where I will do, it's all positive and love, because at the end of the day, I want the right clientele. I don't want the clientele coming in just because I'm on TV.
Yeah.
I want the clientele to come in because they know that they're going to give me a story, not a piece of art, and say, oh, I want this as a tattoo. They're going to say, come in and be like, Larry, this is what I want. This is what I was thinking. This is why I want the tattoo. Yeah. It's for my grandmother. She passed away. And I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions. And out of that, I'm going to create a piece of art.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be known for in this industry for me. Where, don't get me wrong, we still to this day will have to do some stuff that people will want because they're just adamant on wanting that. But I'll push it to somebody else most of the time. I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
So that's just the difference. Like, that's where I feel like see, drama sells, right? In the world of this, in the industry for like, what is it? I don't even know the channel, Spike or whatever. They always want to have drama, right? But whatever happened to the positive? Whatever happened to
People
positive?
love the reality shows. They love like the arguing it because it adds something. Like it's entertaining.
It's
like,
entertaining. But
it's
realistically,
funny.
what you're doing in this industry to the industry I love is you're showing negative for no reason.
Yeah.
And then you're showing it in a culture of, you put it in a predominantly black area now, so now you're making the black people look ignorant when they're not. Some of the most brilliant minds are black. Some of the most brilliant minds are Hispanic or Latino or whatever. Like, you could be whatever, Indian, whatever. A race doesn't matter. I was raised by a black man my whole life. So until I was 16 when he passed away. So that was my father. Mm-hmm. So race to me isn't a thing. It's not like I don't look at a color. I look at a person, human being, right? I look at them as a human being. I look at them as an actor. However you treat yourself, however your manner is, however disrespectful I look at that. That's how I treat you. So, like, I feel like if we were to ever do a TV show, I don't know, we would have to do more of like a movie style TV show where people can understand more about this industry, because I don't want this industry to be thought of as ghetto.
You don't have drama in your shop that would work well with like a reality show, but like it's more of the
art.
Yeah, like from the bottom up, like what is this about? Like how did you get here? Like honestly,
like even Ink Master, you're giving some of these brilliant minds 6 hours to do a piece that's why, like, a couple years ago there was I don't even remember the name of the guys or nothing, but they're in one of the elite tattoo shops in the world, right? And they came on that show and lost. You know why? Because it takes longer than 6 hours to create a masterpiece.
Yeah.
If you can tattoo a whole masterpiece in 6 hours, it's got to be like this big. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to do a half sleeve in 6 hours and make it to be perfect.
Yeah.
There's going to be lines that are not right. There's going to be color that's not saturated.
And for what? Like, why?
Yeah,
like,
for recognition of what? To have to be because after you get done it, now you got to do all these seminars, you got to do all these conventions, you got to do all this dumb stuff. Like, I can imagine the contracts that they have to sign just to be on there, right? And I don't want to go through all that. If I'm going to do that, it has to be worth it to me. And it has to be about tattooing. It has to be about why we do what we do. Not for negative, not for any of that. And that's why I don't think I could ever do one. And if I do one, it'd be more like a comedy style, like more fun.
Yeah, like definitely. Like I don't know if you've seen like Cake Boss. I used to watch Cake Boss, and like they were hilarious. Like making but their like what they made was the best of the best. Yeah. Like and just, like watching it, but it is funny. There's a little bit of drama, but like
you're always
it's more like you laugh about it rather than like, oh my god, what happens next?
Because like at our shop, like, you go in, there's no drama. There's
everyone's cool, but everyone's cool. Laughing. Like there's always
jokes going on, especially with me and Pete. Pete is a mess. So like we're not going to talk about Pete right now. Shout out to Pete, love you, brother. He's just a hot mess, but like it's just a different feel, and I feel like that's what people don't understand. Is like they walk in the shop, and I've heard it a million times. Like, oh, I didn't expect this.
Yeah.
I know. You expected ghetto because you're watching TV.
Yeah, and like honestly, like if like for me, your shop is like the best place ever because everyone's doing their own thing, like, but everyone's like, no one's slacking off or like bitching, complaining, like being rude. Like everyone's just,
It's just love.
Yeah, it's great. It's like
it's a
we get lunch,
place.
We sit together for lunch. Like it's not
and talk
separation.
Shit. And talk a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit talking going on in there. Oh god, but it's all jokes. It's all fun. Like Pete and Mel are like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a hot mess, man. It's fun. I miss it. I just miss being there every day. It's just the feel, the vibe. And I feel like that's what people don't understand and they don't get to see is that. And that's why, like, even if you took away, say you went to college, right, and you ended up getting a job where you made $250 a year, you had 401k, but it was miserable, right? Now you're over here making $200,000 a year, but you had to build your own 401k, so now you're down to $150 because you put into your own 401k, right? But who cares if you're at 240 or 150, right? Because at the end of the day, you wasn't making it before you started it.
Yeah.
I would rather be here tattooing happy and getting to go to work every day and loving what I do than having to go to work and do the same thing over and over every day, sit at the computer every day and look at the same fucking screen every day and deal with Bob next to me that I can't stand that chews too fucking loud or something or always playing about something. You know what I mean? Like, there'll always be something. Where at the tattoo shop, it's not like that. It's not corporate America. Somebody get on your nerves, like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Leave me alone for the day, man. Today ain't the day. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
And tomorrow you'd be like, why was you such a pussy? You out of your feelings, bitch. Like, you can just be that way. It's just like a fucking family, you know? And that's why I say everybody works at my shop right now is like family. Mm-hmm. And even as Shelby, through her apprenticeship, I told her, I was like, you're not even part of the family yet. Like, you're not part of the family until Alicia initiates you into the family. Yeah. Until she says, you're part of the family, you're just an apprentice. Because I'm not going to give that to you yet. Now she's a part of the family. Alicia passed the torch. But she's been there for 7 months. It ain't like she just got it. So now she's part of the family. Now she's taken care of. Now if she ever needs it, Artistic Edition has her back. That's how it is with anybody in that building. They know that if they ever need it, they got it. Yeah. And that's how it's always going to be. So I feel like this industry needed to go this way. And it didn't. It stopped for a long time. But now I'm starting to see it go that way. The love is different. The tattoo conventions, when you go, it's all love. I mean, you still got some, like, we ain't gonna lie, there's always going to be some, like, bad, like, just ignorant, like, just rude people, right? But in 90% of this industry now, it's more love. It's more like everybody's down to earth, everybody's chilling, everybody's hanging out, talking, and that just wasn't like that for years, man. And I just wanted to keep going that way. So that's why if I said we did a show, it would have to be that kind of show to show what...
It'll change people's minds about how they perceive tattoos, tattoo shops in general, and that's important.
Yes, it is. It is. Especially if you walk into somewhere and you look in there and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, you immediately know, like, and your shop, like, you walk in, like, the colors you picked are nice, like, and everyone's rooms, like, you see your entire shop. There's not one room besides, like, the piercing room if the door is closed that you feel like you're not, like, a part of it at all. And like, even like Stefan, he works in the back, like, I see him from the front, like, his head, like, pops up over the, like, the little
even
thing,
though
like,
he don't like to be out in public.
he's
like, I just don't like to be around people.
So but he's still, like, included, like, in these guys in space, like, and there's
not a big old 55-inch screen TV and back there doing his little video.
His headphones in.
You'll scare the hell out of him. He'll come out there and you'll walk back there and you'll just be watching him work, and then he'll be like, because he can't hear you because he got the earphones in. It's funny. I
mean, but going back to what you, like, how you were saying, like, would I rather do this job, like, and make this money, or this job and make, like, less, like kids in my school, like, they don't want to go to class because they hate it, but then they're willing to go to college and spend so much money, and then what are you getting, a degree to go to a job that you're not gonna like, and people, like, I feel like a lot of it has to do with the parents, like, how they're raised, like, the notions, like, everything, like, they want to follow what's known, like, oh, you go to college, you do this, like, and I'm kind of doing the same thing, like, I'm giving college a shot, like, not that I'm scared, I need college to be successful, but, you know, I'm offered this, like, I feel like it feels good to go.
You say you are, but you probably won't.
Then I'm
the way you are going, I don't think you will. Just because, like, you already said you were going to do this, that, and a third, and everything you said that you still had to do, you kind of sacrificed to apprentice. Yeah. So I don't know if you will. Like, you might go to college, and I'm not saying don't, like, because I'm not that person. What I'm saying is, don't put yourself into a debt so high that you regret it later because you never use that degree. Yeah. I mean, that's why a tech school is great, because, like, you can get, like, Del Tech is free for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not sure, always start off. But since you have grants and stuff, you can use them.
I mean, like, you know, a lot of kids, like, they get full rides going to, like, smaller schools or, like, sports and stuff. Like, Tampa, I'm going to Tampa, and I'm probably just going to major in business. Like, I'm not even worried about the art stuff.
That's the good one to go.
But, like, Tampa's a good business school, and, you know, like, college is fun and stuff, but it's that college is like those 4 years where you really get to live somewhere else. It's like a free trial. Like I get to go outside of Delaware. Like I love Delaware, everything's great, but it's that like you get to just be away from home. Like it's that independence and
we won't
all
be in
that.
Delaware forever.
Yeah.
I just have to wait for my wife to say yes. I've already talked to my wife over and over again, and no matter what, I still have to wait 6 years for my oldest or my daughter because she's only 12 or 11, and I would never want to take her from her mom. So like that would be one where, hell, I would even move her mom out to California if I move. Wherever I move, I would move her mom and her husband out to wherever we move and set them up in a place, get them set up for whatever. He tattoos for a living too, so you could just go work somewhere and make money. So that's not an issue. My thing is like my wife doesn't want to leave her family, so I'm 100% alright with that. I understand that. So until we can get down to the nitty gritty, I want to move. I want to live somewhere all year round is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll keep this house and I'll keep my mom's house and I'll keep my rentals. I'll keep everything in Delaware because this is my heart. Like this is still my home, and I wouldn't want to.
You got your roots.
Yeah.
But like.
I want to live somewhere like realistic. I love Hawaii, Honolulu. When I was out there, I loved it. Like I love the feel, the nature, the vibe of the people, the free spirit way of living. Like I love all that.
Yeah.
What's so loud though? You hear out there Fortnite?
I mean, but like the way you're going, like you could own a shop in Hawaii, and then you're known for people, go on great vacations, and your spot's like on the map. Like they go and people take the trip out there, and then boom, like they're getting great tattoos in a beautiful place. Like who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
And tattoos all about like the art. It is art. Like it's literally like art. It's forever, and I feel like more.
Like going back to you at Tampa in business, it's actually good.
I ran out of space on this memory card.
All right.
These two are still going.
We'll stop for a second then. I got a memory card for you.
Okay.